Hello, YouTube divers. This is WaterEye 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Magic Metal Mondays. Today, in celebration and anticipation of their upcoming 13th studio album entitled Avenge the Fallen, we are going to be counting down my top 10 favorite songs from Swedish power metal legends and icons, HammerFall. HammerFall, for a while, has been one of my favorite power metal bands, not just in the European power metal scene, but in the power metal scene as a whole. I really love a lot of their albums. I love a lot of what they've done. Um, and they're just a great band. A pretty underappreciated band, honestly. I mean, they're pretty recognizable in the power metal scene, particularly in the European power metal scene, but, outside of that, they're just kind of there. But today we're going to give them some more love and respect in celebration of their upcoming album, which will be released sometime this week. I will definitely be looking forward to Avenge the Fallen, and I will make an album review of it when it comes out. So, with that said, let's talk some HammerFall, shall we? So, coming in at number 10, we've got Bring the Hammer Down from the 2009 album No Sacrifice, No Victory. This song is one of their more recognizable songs, particularly in this modern era of the band, which basically started with No Sacrifice, No Victory, and is still going on up until this point. Their riffs are getting a lot heavier, albeit a little bit samey. And I said this when I ranked HammerFall's albums from worst to best. No Sacrifice, No Victory was really the album that kind of kickstarted this modern trend of HammerFall, where a lot of their songs would basically sound exactly the same, not just musically, but lyrically as well in a way. Bring the Hammer Down sort of reminds me of songs that they would do later on, like Hammer High from Built to Last, for example. Which is still a song that they play live. It's a good song, but in my opinion, Bring the Hammer Down is one of the better hammer-themed modern HammerFall songs. Like HammerFall are notorious for having hammer-themed songs in their catalog. Like you have HammerFall from Glory to the Brave, Let the Hammer Fall from Legacy of Kings, and the aforementioned Hammer High from Built to Last. It's just basically you can find at least one Hammer themed song across all of their albums, if that makes sense. And Bring the Hammer Down is, in my opinion, the best of those songs. It's very rockin'. It's very rebellious. It knows exactly what it wants to be. It's just a great song, and it's a fan favorite. Because, I mean, why do you think they keep playing this song live? It's a great song, and in my opinion, the best song from the No Sacrifice, No Victory album. It's a great song. Love it. So with that said, Bring the Hammer Down comes in here at number 10. Number 9, this is a song that recently crept into the list. Originally, I had Heeding the Call from the Legacy of Kings album on the spot. And while I do think it's a good song, I just felt like this song here could not be missed in my top 10. And that is Trailblazers from the Crimson Thunder album from 2002. If y'all remember from my HammerFall ranking, I specifically noted Crimson Thunder as their best album, and to this day, I still stand by that. Crimson Thunder is just an absolute power metal opus, if you ask me. One of the best power metal records ever made. So many classic songs all over it. It's just a great album, and honestly, I could probably fill this whole list with songs from this one album, but we're not going to do that for variety's sake. But Trailblazers is definitely one of the major highlights off of Crimson Thunder album. I love the feel and the vibe and the nature of this song. Again, it falls into that HammerFall trope of, being invincible, being brave and noble and rebellious and all this stuff. But with Trailblazers, it actually does a couple of unique things musically. It starts off as a very groovy power metal track, and then it sort of goes into a speed metal, like a halftime speed metal section before the chorus, which I really, really like. And the vocals from Yosin Cans very, very much complements this. And then the chorus, once we do get to it, is very fun and very catchy. It's just a great song all around. Of course, the riffs, brought to you by rhythm guitar player Oscar Dronjak, is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, then again, he's a very underrated rhythm guitarist in general. I think his riffs are very juicy and very driven and are just awesome all the way around. He's a great guitar player. But yeah, Trailblazers, definitely one of my favorite songs off of Crimson Thunder, and one of my favorite songs from the band, period. So, yeah, Trailblazers comes in here at number 9. Number 8, we got The Fire Burns Forever from the 2006 album Threshold. Threshold is my second favorite album from HammerFall, and much like Crimson Thunder, I could pretty much fill this entire list with songs just from the Threshold album, but like I said, we're not going to do that for variety's sake. As much as it absolutely kills me to say this, because Threshold is a flawless album with fantastic songs all over the album, I had to choose Fire Burns Forever as my favorite song from the album. Which means, yes, The Fire Burns Forever is the only song from this album that is in the top 10. I wish there was more, but there are just so many other songs that I like more from HammerFall's career. So, yeah, but basically, and here's another reason why I chose Fire Burns Forever, is because this one song kind of sums up the whole album. Like, it's very dark in a way. It's very HammerFall. It's just very HammerFall. And what more could you ask for? It's got everything you want. It's got the medieval themed It's got the medieval themed vibes and settings. It's got the fantasy driven lyrics. It's got fantastic musicianship from the whole band, and of course, the icing on the cake, phenomenal vocals from Yosin Cans. One of my favorite European power metal vocalists in general. I think he's got a really underrated voice, and his voice perfectly suits HammerFall, in my opinion. Like, I don't think if HammerFall were to make the dumb decision to replace Yosin Cans on vocals, it just would not sound the same. He has a very unique tone and vibe, and it just fits so well with HammerFall. I love his voice. And The Fire Burns Forever is a very, very good example of this. Particularly when HammerFall is singing these more power metal songs. Yosin Cans definitely delivers some great vocal performances, but in my opinion, he is better. He's a better singer when HammerFall does ballads, and I'm going to get into that further in the video. But with songs like The Fire Burns Forever, he really showcases his range and his different vocal abilities, particularly in the chorus. I just love the chorus of this song. And like with a lot of other HammerFall choruses, it is catchy as all get out. Great song. Great song from a great album. Fire Burns Forever, absolutely a number worth checking out. So with that said, The Fire Burns Forever comes in here at number 8. Number 7 is going to be a little bit of a weird placement, because this is technically not an original HammerFall song. Yes, I have basically a cover on this list, and that is Send Me a Sign from the 2011 album Infected. In my opinion, this is the best song from this modern era of HammerFall. Now, HammerFall are, in my opinion, notorious for making such beautiful ballads. Like, for example, you had the Glory to the Brave title track on their first album. You have Remember Yesterday from Legacy of Kings, Always Will Be from Renegade, Dreams Come True from Crimson Thunder, as well as frickin' Twilight Princess from Built to Last, and Winter is Coming from Revolution. So many great ballads just right off the top of my head. But in my opinion, and Send Me a Sign is definitely no exception. It is a beautiful song. I really wish that HammerFall were the original artists, because in my opinion, this song is just heavily underrated. This is a song that they don't really play live that much, for good reason. I mean, there's really no business in them doing a really doing a cover of this, of like, for a live set, especially at this point in their career, I think. But they did play it at least once, which I can applaud them for. But yeah. But Send Me Aside is just a beautiful song, and Yosin Cans on vocals. Oh my gosh, his voice sounds so heavenly, so heavenly. But what can I say? This is the type of music where, in my opinion, Yosin Cans really shines as a singer. His voice is just so emotional and so expressive. I absolutely love his voice. What can I say? If you haven't listened to this song, please go check it out. It is a beautiful number. So with that said, Send Me a Sign comes in here at number 7. Number 6 is Riders of the Storm from the Crimson Thunder album. This is one of the band's most recognizable songs, and it opens up the Crimson Thunder album with an absolute bang. I mean, as soon as you hear that opening riff, you know you're in for an epic ride. Riders of the Storm is just a big and giant song in a way. And basically, this song just completely sets the tone for what you're going to experience on the Crimson Thunder album. Just great, epic, sheer European power metal the entire way through. Great stuff. I especially love that harmonization guitar solo near the end of the song and the final chorus where they change keys. It is just a great number and one of my favorites. So with that said, Riders of the Storm comes in here at number 6. Number 5, we're going to stay on the Crimson Thunder album, and we're going to talk about the Crimson Thunder title track. This is another fan favorite from the band, and this is one of their more overplayed songs. Like, they played this live a lot, especially following like the supporting tours of this album. It is one of their more slower songs. It gives me like a lot of Dio era Black Sabbath vibes, as well as early Dio solo album vibes, if that makes sense. Like, this is a song I could easily picture Ronnie James Dio recording and making for an album like Heaven and Hell or Holy Diver. It definitely gives off that feel and vibe. But yeah, I mean, Crimson Thunder is just a fantastic song. And another one of my favorite songs from the band. What more do you want me to say? So with that said, the Crimson Thunder title track comes in here at number 5. Number 4, we're going to be talking about Always Will Be from the Renegade album from 2000. Renegade, in my opinion, is one of their more forgettable records, if I'm being totally honest. I just feel like there aren't a lot of songs that stand out to me, like the previous 2 albums did. But Always Will Be is definitely an exception. This is one of my favorite HammerFall songs. It was immediately one of my favorite HammerFall songs after the first listen. Like, this song is just so freaking beautiful. I would probably say this is their most majestic ballad that they've ever made. And whether it's from the story or from the guitars or from the amazing vocals from Yosin Cans, who, in my opinion, delivers his best vocal performance of his career on this song. Just everything about it is just dripping with majesty and glory and beauty. It is a fantastic song. It's just great. What more do you want me to say? Definitely a gem and a mostly forgettable album. So with that said, Always Will Be comes in here at number 4. Number 3, we're going to be talking about the band's most popular song, arguably, and that is Hearts on Fire from Crimson Thunder. In my opinion, this is the best song from the Crimson Thunder album, and yeah, it's not hard to see why at all. This is the band's most popular song, their most overplayed song, their most recognizable song, and in my opinion, HammerFall's signature anthem. Like, every time when you think of HammerFall, Hearts on Fire is immediately one of the first songs that comes to mind. For good reason. This is a banger of a song. A great song all around. Nothing really else to say here. It's a classic. So with that said, Hearts on Fire comes in here at number 3. Number 2, we've got Remember Yesterday from the Legacy of Kings album from 1998. The best song from the Legacy of Kings album, and in my opinion, HammerFall's best ballad. At least from a musical perspective, anyway. I do feel as though the vocal performance from Joachim Cans is a little bit more weaker on this one compared to Always Will Be. But it just, I don't know, it just hits something different in me every time I listen to it. It's a great song with great melodies and great guitar works and a very good solo as well by, I believe, yeah, it's by Jester Stromblad, yeah, who would later be in the Swedish mellow death band In Flames. Yeah, that's right. Great solos by him and Oscar Dronjak. It's just great. Love this song. And then finally we reach number 1, and in my opinion, this is the pinnacle of HammerFall, or at least from a songwriting perspective. And this is a very special song because this was the first song I ever listened to from HammerFall, and that is The Dragon Lies Bleeding, the opening cut from their debut album, Glory to the Brave, from 1997. This is a very special song to me because I would not be so interested and so invested with HammerFall if it wasn't for this absolutely rockin' speed metal number. It is just fantastic from start to finish. It pummels you in the face every single time. The fantasy-driven lyrics are just so well made and executed. What more do you want me to say? The Dragon Lies Bleeding, again, another one of their classic songs for a good frickin' reason. This song absolutely rules. So with that said, The Dragon Lies Bleeding from Glory to the Brave comes in here at number 1. So with that said, that concludes this edition of Magic Metal Mondays. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterEye122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.